Welcome to the old and the beautiful, where dreams will come true, where movies will be reviewed, and the love between these two will truly be tested. Now, here are your hosts, Wes and Jen. Welcome in to another episode of The Old and the Beautiful. I am the old.
And I am the beautiful.
You didn't say that with much conviction.
I don't have much conviction.
Well, the conviction needs to be there, babe.
I don't have much conviction.
If we need to do this over again to make sure the conviction's there, why?
It's fine.
I don't know if I like that or not.
I believe you.
I'll edit the last one in because the last one you did, but I'll just edit it over. Like I am the old, I am the beautiful.
No.
The role will be there.
No.
Well, it's been quite a ride, guys.
It's been a ride. It has been in January. We're 11 days in.
Seriously,
it's been a ride.
Let's just put this in perspective. We're 11 days into January, right? Is it 11 days?
Yeah.
We're 12 days.
Okay.
We're 12 days into to Vanderbilt. What am I talking about?
I don't know.
To January.
Uh-huh.
And in the world right now, we have wildfires going on in LA, which is fucking insane.
We've had earthquakes.
Our heart goes out to you over in LA. Here in the South, we're having snow. A huge snow event.
Yeah, snow event.
Crazy as shit.
Snowpocalypse.
We have what else do we have going on?
Well, I mean, like all over the world, there's just craziness. Airplanes crashing.
We're 9 days away from Armageddon. If you know what I'm talking about. January 20th.
And then, just personally, man, we've had the flu. We were stuck in the house all weekend. The snow event. It didn't end up as bad as they said.
True.
But where we live, we did get some.
But like
we live out in the country, so.
But like with me, like I had the flu. You escaped it.
I escaped it because guess what?
What?
I got a flu shot.
Yeah. Whatever. I never get flu shots. I just don't.
I think you might next year.
I think they're bullshit, but maybe next year. Well, I can tell you I did, and then just not.
Or I can take you.
No. Okay. Well, you have to wait outside, and I'll just tell the nurse, like, just act like you're shooting.
No, so you go to a place like CVS, and I can stand right there. I can stand right there and watch.
No.
Because listen, you were sick.
I don't trust the CVS
I wasn't
nurse.
Sick. Okay.
Those people are paid by the minute, and that's
it's literally a shot. I could give it to you myself.
Oh, you better not.
I will.
You better not touch me with a needle.
I'll do it.
Unless you're a tattoo artist, don't touch me with needles. Nope, don't do it. Nope. Anyway, so we hope you're having a good January, good 2025 so far, even though the whole world's coming to an end. Yeah, we had to take a week off because of all this shit going on.
Well, not only that, but then we had to take a Brad break.
Yeah, the Brad break had to happen because listen, we spun the wheel last time. Or no, we didn't. No, we didn't spin the wheel.
We did, but we got actor specific.
Right. Yeah, but then we were gonna just choose one, but she's like,
let's put it out for a vote.
Yeah, shouldn't the people choose that for us? So.
Which didn't go as planned because I think that the Instagram voting thing was a little weird.
It was a little strange.
And it was a little hard to see that you could vote and click on the thing. But anyway, we did have a winner.
Right.
By vote, by comment, by different things.
Bradley Patomatis wins.
Yeah. And so we realized.
Is that his real name, you think?
What?
Bradley Patomatis?
I don't.
Is that his full name, you think?
I don't think that's his full name.
Bradley Patomatis. I like that. I'm gonna call him. If I ever see him in person, I'm gonna call him Bradley Patomatis. See what happens.
And he's gonna look at you like, "Who are you?"
Your watch is dinging. You need to silence that.
It's my child. Sorry.
Listen, wife.
The
Just
children.
Kidding,
the children.
Yeah.
But we realized that we hadn't seen enough of the movies to really make a good.
I've seen enough of the movies. I just a lot of them I haven't seen in a while. There are a couple new ones.
There were a few I had not seen. That I felt like I cannot make an honest list. And we could have spent another week watching more.
Yeah.
That may have changed my list again. But this is,
True. But the movies I've chosen really are my favorite Brad Pitt movies. So I'm sorry, Bradley Patomatis. Also, just so you know, we have new microphones. If you saw our post on Instagram,
we did.
We got new Rode pod mics, dynamic mics. So that's why we're able to record in the same room, which is fantastic.
And looking at each other.
Yes, because before we had to use one mic that recorded all the way around.
Kind of crowd up and
it wasn't really comfortable. Now we actually can face each other. We can look into your beautiful eyes, and you're trying to hide over me now. Don't do that. But it's just a better setup. But now we're running through one soundboard. So again, this could be a whole fucked up fuckery, but we're gonna see how it works
We're
out.
gonna
So
see.
yeah,
Um,
I think I can be able to make this work.
yeah,
But hopefully in the future we can get another soundboard and then do
yeah.
two separate ones completely. That way we can kind of mess with stuff and make it sound even better. But it's all good.
Mhm.
Um,
In other news, coming up in either next episode
right,
or the one after,
right.
we will have our special guest, my sister
Yes,
Kate. And
Kate
we
Neff.
will, on that one, we will be talking about soundtracks. We're not sure if it'll be the next one or the one after that, but soon.
Yes,
She's excited.
very excited.
Um, and so that will be coming
Yes,
up.
very very excited for that. Now, it's gonna be hard for me because
It will be hard.
soundtracks are definitely
Now
difficult.
she had to set some pretty strict parameters for herself.
Yeah,
Okay,
she
so
had
it's
like
going to be
20 or something
well,
like
yeah, it's
that.
going to be soundtracks, no musicals, no scores,
Right, just straight up
no animated
soundtracks.
movies.
Because and here's the deal with that
Hmm.
too. A lot of movies don't have real soundtracks
Yeah.
either. It's all just score.
Hmm.
So a movie you like
So
may
that's
not
not
have
what
what you
we're
like.
looking for.
Yeah, it's gonna be difficult.
I don't.
I
It
mean,
won't be
I
difficult for
already
me.
have one of my favorites already, so
I can
it's
probably give me 5 minutes. I could have my list. I think.
it's gonna be longer for
Yeah.
me. But it's okay. It's gonna be fun to get going. So,
Hmm.
God, my finger hurts. Um, hands are dry. It's too fucking cold out here. The fucking South right now. What the hell? It's South, man. We should be warm. Um,
It's winter though. I like a cold winter.
it's winter. You get that reference, and you're my best friend.
Yeah,
Um, you're my best friend because you got that. So,
I did get that.
yep. All right. You know what? Let's start getting into this because we have some
Let's get
movies that
in.
I really love to talk about. I love our banter, but the
Let's get in.
shows
Yeah,
people want to hear the movies, man. They want to hear
want to talk
about
about the movies.
Bradley Pitomatus, aka Brad Pitt.
Brad fucking.
But there's one I left off of here, and really there's you know what? I'm gonna start off with the one that was gonna be something else,
Hmm.
and I'll tell you what I was gonna put in at the end. But like this is hard, man. Like this was hard. But I think he gave a better performance in this one. So anyway,
Okay.
all right. So why don't
Um.
we get started off with your first Bradley Pitomatus movie?
Now, let me go ahead and preface this by saying there is one of my favorite movies. I absolutely love this movie that does have Brad Pitt in it. It does not feature Brad Pitt. It is a huge ensemble cast.
Happens a lot with him.
Um, a huge ensemble cast. I did not put this on my list because I feel like it did not it was not enough of him, even though he's fantastic in it, obviously, as usual. And the movie is great, and I love the movie. It just was not enough of him to really put it on my list. But that is Ocean's 11. Absolutely love
Yeah.
that movie. I did
Same.
not put it on my list.
Same.
Because it's just such an ensemble cast.
Yeah.
But let me go ahead and get this one out of the way because I literally talked about it last time.
Oh, true.
I could not make a top 5 list of Brad Pitt movies without putting Seven on because it is one of my favorite movies that would maybe be in my top 10 of all time movies.
He's two murders away from completing his masterpiece.
Let's finish it.
Brad Pitt, Morgan Freeman, Gwyneth Paltrow.
Have you ever seen anything like this?
No. Seven.
Just love the movie Seven. I've already talked about that, so we know that. Again, it is just everything to me. The villain is great. The setup is great. The cinematography is great. It's also dark and gritty, and you just feel it just makes you feel the things, and like it is fantastic. It is not a happy ending. It
No.
is not leave you with, you know, warm fuzzy feelings um at all. But it is brilliant, brilliant. And I'm not the only one that thinks so. It's highly rated,
Yeah, they re-released it in
Um
the theaters too, which is really
yeah,
cool. But we didn't
yeah.
get to watch it though. So
But I mean, 95% popcorn meter, 83% tomato meter. Everyone loves this movie. And again, if you have not seen this movie, watch this movie.
what the fuck is wrong with
Watch this
you?
movie because I mean Brad Pitt is super hot and he's this detective, he's like a young detective. Just
Let's just touch
what
on
is he
one
not
thing.
hot in?
Yeah, but so
That's
let's
what I'm
just let's
saying.
just touch on this real
What
fast.
is he not hot in?
We were watching a movie the other night, and it's going to come up later in my countdown.
It will come up later.
Um, yeah. But I was watching it, and there was a scene where he came up on screen, and I literally gasped because
I
of how hot
mean,
he was.
I
I was like,
mean,
oh my god, this guy is
if you don't think Brad Pitt is hot, I'm a little concerned about
like
you.
if you're especially if you're like one of those guys, I'm a manly man and I'm not. If you're saying Brad, you're just denying yourself. Just
Yeah,
admit it and move on. Just admit it and move
I'm
on.
just saying.
Seriously.
Definitely, probably, definitely top 10 Hollywood of all time, I
Oh,
feel like.
easily, easily.
He's that hot.
Yep,
Anyway, yeah, 7. Watch it. It's fantastic. I touched on most of it last time.
it's fantastic.
Fantastic.
Yep,
Kevin Spacey, Morgan Freeman, Brad Pitt, Gwyneth Paltrow.
yeah,
Fantastic.
yep.
So that I'll just skim over that one since we did talk about it last time, but it is definitely in my top 5. Couldn't leave it off. So,
Of course, of course. All right. Well, let's get on to my
first.
first film. Okay, because I can talk about one already.
Mhm.
My first one, and I'll just be honest with you guys. I know we took 2 weeks to do this, but this is one I just didn't get a chance to watch. But I've seen it a couple times before, and I really enjoyed this film, and I really love Brad in it.
It's a cool world, isn't it? It's a cool world.
No, he's fucking amazing in it. Uh, it was let's see here, 2014. Well, and it was directed by David Ayer, written by David Ayer. Stars Bradley, stars Shia LaBeouf, Logan Lerman. I don't think we've seen this movie before.
I don't think I
Little movie
have.
called Fury.
Hey, why are you bringing him through here? Why isn't he sleeping?
G2 wants a prisoner to question.
Oh, I'll question him. Was ist deine Lieblingsfarbe? Ist ein guter Tänzer? Stehst auf dicke Weiber?
Get back!
I have not.
Oh wow, there you go.
See, I had so many more to watch.
So yeah, I'm about to say this is one of those that snuck up on me. Honestly, people have been talking about it for a long time, and I finally watched it a couple of years ago, and I was like, wow. I'm not in a big war movie person either.
Mhm.
But like after I watched this film, I was like, damn, like this was really good. And of course, it focuses more on the relationship between the soldiers, the men in this movie. It shows how they interact with each other and how they're set in 1945.
Mm.
The whole thing is so his okay. So Brad Pitt in this movie, they call him War Daddy,
Oh,
just to
yeah.
make that clear. He looks fucking phenomenal in this movie. His acting in this is superb, so good. Uh, and it's about their cross. So he and this brigade of people are in this tank, and it's the whole thing is kind of like the tanks from America were not as good as the tanks from Germany, and it's the kind of the whole. It's a tank thing. It's what
Mhm.
Fury is about the
Mhm.
tank, and it's written on there on the gun or the barrel of the tank,
Oh, uh-huh.
and it's they end up getting stranded,
Mm.
and they have to make some tough decisions. Some shit goes down, and like it's either do or die kind of thing, and it's a struggle between wanting to save your life or
Mhm.
do what's right for your country, but also do what's right for your common man next
Mhm.
to you in this tank. And
Mhm.
it's just so brilliantly made. The cinematography in it is so good. Like it's brilliant. Like it really puts you in that deep dark
Mhm.
World War II, just mire.
Mm.
Oh, it's so powerful. But Brad, of course, just fucking brings it in this movie. But it's
Yeah.
it's an all-star cast. It also stars uh John Bernthal,
Mm.
Michael Pena.
Gosh.
I mean, it has an all-star cast in it. So I mean it's great. I meant to say his name at the start, but yeah, I mean it's just so good. It's so good. Oh my gosh, what are you laughing about?
I'm not laughing. I don't know if you've ever heard the trick where feel like you're gonna sneeze and you say pineapple a lot,
I've
and it
heard
helps
that.
you not sneeze.
Did you just do
Well, it just
that?
worked right now because
Oh,
it was
nice. So if anybody heard her say pineapple, then
I was saying it
there you go.
silently, but I
Is
was
it
trying not to say.
like, what do you think over there? Quit it. But no, one we need to watch seriously because it's really, really
Yeah.
good. It's just powerful. It's the best way to put that. It's very powerful, and I'm sure it got a high rating on Rotten Tomatoes and all that. I
You
think
didn't pull that up?
I don't remember. I never pulled that up.
I pulled that up.
I don't. That's a 7.6 on IMDb. I'm an IMDb guy.
But I like both. I
We'll
like to
pull
see both.
we'll pull it up on
I like to see what the people think.
we'll pull up the popcorn meter.
I like to
I'm gonna
see.
crack open one. All right, let's see how much this picks up. Ready?
Oh,
Oh,
crack it
what
open.
the? Oh man,
I didn't make a
it
didn't
done
make a pop.
screwed up.
Oh, people agree with you. 76 tomato
There we go.
meter. So the critics like it, and 84% popcorn
See,
meter. So people like it.
it's just really
I just
good.
haven't seen
Like, it's
this.
just
I
so
have seen the
good.
cover of it.
Yeah, it's just one of those
And I've
movies
seen
where
it around. I just haven't watched it. Wow. Okay.
it's a really good movie. And it's not so much about war, like I said. It's more about just the struggle. But if you like war movies, it would also be
Mhm.
good for you to watch
Mhm.
too. So yeah, but the tank they have is I think it's Abrams tank, I think, which is fucking
Wow.
awesome. But anyway, so there's my first
Okay.
film.
So let's switch gears and go from a movie that seems like the majority of people like to one that's like, most people. Oh, it's got. Um. Okay, let's see what its ratings are.
Yeah, right, that sucker.
The tomato meter is 54%,
Ooh, low.
and the popcorn meter is 44.
Okay,
Okay,
so
but I I like to look at these things, but I don't base my opinion of the movie on these things. I make my own opinions. It has a 6.1 on IMDb,
yeah,
so
it's over 5. I think it's good.
Um, I really, really liked it, and if I'm going from a Brad Pitt place, right, a place of Brad, I
BP,
loved it.
BP.
Okay,
Yep.
overall, as a whole, the movie was fine. Um, could have been so much better, and I think that's what people's um problem was, that they set it up to be so good with the cast, but it wasn't as good as maybe people thought. And that movie is The Mexican.
It's all a competition. Tit for tat, tat for tit.
Stop yelling!
You got a very special woman here, Jerry, but we all know how you can get, right?
What?
It's about the things we do for love and the things it does back. The Mexican.
I kind of figured that'd be on your list.
Yes. But I absolutely adore Brad Pitt in this movie. He is so adorable. Like, just not quite what you'd call just a bumbling idiot. But he's one of these clumsy guys that just can't get his shit together. He cannot, like, things just keep happening to him. It's not always his fault, but he doesn't always react very well. And the way he handles it is super adorable. It's so fucking cute. Like, I just love his character in this.
Yeah.
And yeah, you put Julia in there, and I think Julia Roberts, I think people were like expecting more. And like I said, it could have been so much more. Overall coming together, it maybe wasn't what I wanted. I enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it. James Gandolfini. Maybe people wanted more Brad and Julia together. There was not a lot of Brad and Julia together. They spent most of the movie apart. But if we're going strictly on Brad Pitt performances, I loved him in this,
Yeah.
and I just he was so endearing to me, and I just absolutely loved his character. I loved watching him. It's a fun story. Again, it's been done. Um, but it was super fun and cute, and it had a cute dog, and
Of course, the dog has to be in there.
there's this cute dog,
Of course.
and it was funny. It made me laugh.
Yeah.
And like James Gandolfini was hilarious. J.K. Simmons was in it too. He was funny.
Yeah, I forgot he was in that too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I enjoyed it. It seems like maybe a lot of people thought it wasn't that great of a movie, but sometimes I'm like, it doesn't have to be Academy Award winning to enjoy it.
True.
And I definitely enjoyed Brad in this movie very, very much.
Yeah.
But it's very cute. If you feel like watching it, my sister had actually asked me if it was a romantic comedy, and it's labeled that under IMDb, but I would not
Wow.
call it that.
Well, IMDb has a
Listen,
problem with that.
It
so
has some comedy, a lot of comedy actually. It has a little romance,
yeah.
but it is
Well, it's Julia
nothing
Roberts
is
and Brad Pitt.
centered
I mean,
on
how
the
could you not?
romance.
How would you not do
Okay,
that?
nothing is centered on the romance, and it is not what I would call a traditional rom-com at all.
Right.
It's a little adventure, a little comedy, a little drama, a little romance all thrown in there. But I would not consider this a rom-com in any sense of the word. None.
Okay.
But I very much liked it. It was cute, and I very, very, very much liked Brad Pitt in this movie. Um, but maybe some people have a different opinion, didn't like it, but
True.
this is my list, and I very, very much liked Brad in this movie.
Oh my
And
gosh, that's
what?
so funny. I'm like, my next movie's up on IMDb,
Uh-huh.
and all of a sudden it's showing a bunch of Brad Pitt movies.
Yeah,
It's
that's
talking
what
about
it did
Brad
for
Pitt. Yeah,
me.
that's
It
so
did for me
weird.
earlier.
That is
And it
so
talked about
weird.
all the roles he turned down and
Yeah,
things like that. Yeah, it
that's
gave like a little mini
crazy.
bio on
We were
Brad.
talking about that. I was like, oh
So
my
I was
god, he's
watching
like
that.
showing a bunch of stuff. That's
Yeah, I
crazy.
was watching that.
All right, cool.
Yeah, so that's the Mexican. If
Yeah.
you can't find anything to watch and feel like just checking it out, check it out. You may or may not like it, but Brad's adorable.
Yep.
And if you ask me, he makes it worth watching anything,
I
right?
mean, anything he's
Anything.
in, even Friends. The
He
Friends
makes it worth
episode,
watching anything.
the Thanksgiving episode, one
Oh,
of the
that's a
best
great
episodes ever. So,
episode. Yeah.
yep. So there you go. Anything else to add before we
No, I
go?
think
It's been a minute since I've seen the Mexican, but I remember liking it when I saw it though. Like, 'cause I'm a
yeah.
huge Julia Roberts fan, so
Yeah.
that's probably one we're gonna cover on the show in the future. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I'm excited about that. So, um, okay, let's move on to my next one.
Okay.
So my next film, uh, being a horror fan, it's kind of hard not to mention this one because it's a staple in the horror community. You can't mention horror and Brad and not people go, ooh, oh yeah, I love that movie. 1994. Let's go back. Let's take it back. But here's my thing about Brad Pitt. He, in my eyes, is not a leading man. He's just not.
Mm.
He is best when you pair him with someone of great stature and of great acting chops or ability. He does his best work then. Can you agree with that?
No, I think he can do anything he wants.
I'm not talking to you. What I'm going to say is that when you pair him with a great person, he excels, and he does that multiple
I think
times.
he can carry
Probably the
the movie
most,
though.
more than the movies I have left. He does that. He and someone else kill
I
it.
think he could carry one.
I mean, he can't.
Cares.
He can't. All right, he can, but he does better when he has someone else. But I think he just knows how to do that. Anyway, so 1994. When I say the first actor that's in it besides him, you're gonna know Tom Cruise.
Oh yeah.
I was about to say you got to go. And a
Yeah.
little Kirsten Dunst, a little Antonio Banderas, a little Christian Slater.
Okay.
We're talking about Interview
Yes.
with the Vampire.
You like dying? You condemn me to hell! Monster. One happy family.
Take her, Louis. End her suffering and yours. For do not doubt, you are a killer. I want some more.
Tom Cruise, Brad Pitt, Stephen Ray, Antonio Banderas, Kirsten Dunst, and Christian Slater. Interview with the Vampire.
This is one of my honorable mentions. I debated on
Oh,
this one being
really?
on my list for sure.
See, I have
Yeah.
to because this movie's
Um,
fucking phenomenal.
I debated.
Yeah. So this movie was originally based on based on a book by Anne Rice.
Mm-hmm.
It follows the escapades of two crazy zany vampires. I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't go that far.
No.
But it follows Lestat and Louis. Kind of follows Lestat is like the older vampire,
Yeah.
Lestat, excuse me.
The vampire.
But he's he's been through it. He's been through a lot of shit.
Mm-hmm.
And he meets Louis, and Louis kind of has an interest in what's going on with his life. And
Mm-hmm.
Lestat's like, "Hey, you want to join me there, bud?" And he's like, "I got nothing going on. Might as well just join you in the ranks." So he joins him. And then of course they meet Kirsten Dunst as Claudia. That just goes fucking crazy because she's dying. They want to save her life.
Mm-hmm.
And here she is. She's one of them. And of course, she's a young kid, so she's going fucking crazy.
Yeah.
She's just biting everything that moves. Like, fucking, hey, girl, chill the fuck out. Let's slow it down just a little bit.
She's like, what, a preteen girl?
Yeah,
Like,
preteen. So, like, we're talking
ooh.
young, which would suck to be that the rest of your life.
Yeah, but that is because that is an age where you're like
Angst.
Your fangs are out anyway.
That's like
so
before.
it's like,
That's like, like what do you call it? Adolescent
ooh,
angst,
yeah.
not just teenage angst.
Ooh,
So,
that's an age right there. So to be stuck there forever, oh
yep.
my goodness.
But throughout the entire movie, we have Christian Slater is the fact that he's interviewing
Mhm.
Lestat and kind of talking to him and everything. So you have like almost two stories going on at the same time. And then Antonio Banderas comes in as
Mhm.
like this revelator.
Armand.
Yeah, he's like a revelator kind of thing. He's kind of like going, all right, what the fuck, come on, guys, let's get this shit together here. But again, the acting in this movie is on fucking point.
Mhm.
You can't beat it. Like it's just everyone brings their A game. Everyone lays it down, leaves it on the stage for everyone to see. It's
Yeah.
just great. Like the gore is great in it. The acting is great in it. The sets and the cinematography, the sound design. God damn, that sound design will. Ooh, I mean, it just gets to your brain.
Mhm.
But we talk about Tom Cruise. I mean, Tom Cruise is one of the greatest actors of all time, in my
Yeah.
opinion.
Um,
He's nutty as a fucking fruitcake, but like,
listen, this is gonna be unpopular opinion for you,
I
but
know,
I
I
will
know.
put Brad over Tom.
Oh, I mean, I would too.
Okay.
Trust me. Tom Cruise
Okay.
is fucking phenomenal, but Brad Pitt definitely exceeds
Yeah.
him, definitely.
Mhm.
But like I said, Brad is that kind of actor. You put him with someone like Tom Cruise, and he fucking like, and like he ignites his fire even more. Like he's like a fucking flamethrower.
Mhm.
But
I
yeah,
agree that he is superb.
fucking
I mean,
phenomenal.
like, I'd be a vampire in this
Yeah, oh
movie
fuck
because
yeah,
I'd let
bite
him bite
both of them,
me.
bite me. All three of them bite me. I don't
I'd
give
let
a
him bite
fuck.
me.
Um, yeah, I don't give a shit. It's all good. It's all good. But yeah, if you're a horror fan and you haven't seen this movie, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Yeah.
If you're not a horror fan,
It's great.
you haven't seen it,
It's still it's a movie that
yeah,
you
what the
can
fuck
watch
is wrong with
without
you?
being a horror fan.
You can, but like
It
it is
is.
definitely a horror
Well,
based.
yeah, it's
Like,
a straight up
does it
vampire
have
movie.
so it's categorized by dark fantasy, psychological horror. So it is
Mhm.
definitely I'd say the top two kind of tell you what the movie is.
Mm.
So dark fantasy, psychological horror, supernatural horror. Oh, it's horror is mentioned twice. So yeah. But it's also just a great movie.
Mhm.
If you haven't seen it, really check it out because you won't regret it.
The audience agrees with you.
Oh
86%
yeah.
popcorn meter,
7.5.
63% tomato meter.
Yeah, 7.5 on IMDb. So yeah,
Yeah.
it's all up there. So
Yeah.
but yeah, it's definitely one of those films where
So good.
I the first time I saw it, I was literally blown
Yeah.
away. I was just sitting there going,
Yeah.
"This is incredible."
There is one scene
Well,
that I will
yeah,
never forget that I don't
I think I'm with you
mm-mm,
on that.
mm-mm. It's an animal scene, but
Yeah,
it's a scary movie, so
it's
just a
tough.
trigger warning there.
Yes, be careful
Trigger
with that
warning
one.
there. But as other than that,
Yeah, like it
it's
is what it
great.
is. It is what
It's
it is.
like, kill all the people you want,
Believe
but
animals alone.
why did you have to do that?
Yeah,
It's
kill as many
not
people as you
nice,
want.
not nice. But
Fuck the
anyway,
peoples, fuck the
yeah,
kids, fuck them kids.
not
But
nice.
don't
But yeah, I
touch
definitely had that
animals.
one on my that's on my honorable mention list. It was like just barely edged out. Um, if I'm thinking about again the Mexican, it's this movie is better as a movie than
Oh,
the Mexican for
for
sure.
sure, for
Okay,
sure.
but if I was looking at Brad Pitt performances, I put that one a little ahead of this one. But
Yeah,
even
it's
though,
fine.
and I hadn't seen this one in years and years, but I've seen it
Yeah,
several times.
yeah.
But I do absolutely love it, and it was definitely
I own it
one of
on
those that
VHS,
was
DVD,
very
Blu-ray,
close.
all of
This
it.
was a hard week. It was
It was
hard for
it
me.
was really
It was
hard,
very hard for
honestly.
me.
It was really hard.
But my next movie is one that I knew was going to go on my list for sure. I had a
Yeah,
couple that were solid just from go.
yeah.
These movies are going on. Seven was one of them.
So far we haven't shared anything, so it's
Actually,
weird.
3 of them were solid on my list from go.
Right.
Um, no ifs, ands, or buts, no matter what I watched.
Yeah.
Then the other 2 were kinda up for grabs.
Right.
This is one of them. It came out in 1994, so, like, peak Brad Pitt,
Oh wow,
right?
so
So, like,
he's right on it.
young, peak Brad Pitt. It is full of stars, but again, I picked this one because Brad Pitt is top billed. He is the center kind of this story, even though there are lots of names in it. Um, it is a sweeping, epic tale, and that is Legends of the Fall.
You've been nothing but trouble since you came to this house.
Did I damn everybody around me as well as myself?
I'll wait for you. I'll wait for you forever.
Brad Pitt, Anthony Hopkins, Aidan Quinn, Henry Thomas, and Julia Ormond. Legends of the Fall.
Oh, wow, yeah.
Oh,
Not one of my favorites of his, but definitely a great film.
OMG.
Definitely a great film.
Love this fucking movie.
Yeah.
Um, love it. It is about Anthony Hopkins is the dad. He's got 3 sons. Brad Pitt is the middle child, so he's that wild child, he's got that he epitomizes the middle child. Aidan Quinn is the oldest child. Henry Thomas is the youngest child.
Well, Henry
Um,
Thomas, that's
Elliot,
Elliot, yeah.
E.T.
So I was making sure.
Follow the House of Usher. We almost got to meet him at the convention, and
Yes,
then
he was.
he
He
didn't
had to
come.
pull out. Yeah.
But super cool dude. They are 3 brothers: Brad Pitt, Aidan Quinn, and Henry Thomas. Their dad leaves the military. It's a historic piece, right? Historic, and
Right.
I love a good historic drama.
Of course you do.
And they have to. He leaves the army. He doesn't like a lot of the ways that Native Americans are being handled. They live out kind of on this ranch, and on this property way out in the middle of nowhere. He has a Native American wife. I believe his wife. It's been a while since I've seen it. I looked at a little recap. I believe the boy's mom is not in the picture anymore, but
Right.
the dad has a Native American wife who has a daughter. Um, just drama, drama, drama. The youngest son comes back from college. He's got a girl. He brings a girl with him. Enter the drama, right? Because the oldest brother falls for the girl. The middle brother, she falls for the middle brother. Like it's like
That's drama.
mind blowing. Okay, then the youngest brother decides to go into the military. The other 2 follow suit to try to keep him safe. Tragedy ensues. It's very tragic. A lot of tragic things happen. I won't go any further into that because I want you to watch the movie. If you like long historic dramas with hot guys and lots of feelings, you're gonna feel things. It's over 2 hours long, but you will feel things. But Brad Pitt, long hair,
I would love
it's
to run my
yeah.
fingers
Oh,
through it.
oh,
Just once.
it's this
Just once.
beautiful golden hair. Just
I mean, I know it's not actually his, but
on a
still.
it might be.
I
I don't
don't. I
know at
don't.
the
I don't.
time.
I don't think
But
it was his.
anyway, Julia Armand is the woman they all have a thing for. I mean, who wouldn't?
Oh yeah.
She's gorge. But yeah, fantastic historical drama. So many ups and downs. Um, but yeah, absolutely. All-star cast, and he is amazing.
Yep.
So yeah.
There you go.
Watch this movie if you haven't, because you'll cry though. You might.
Yeah.
You'll probably cry.
Yeah.
I cried. Just saying.
I mean, it's been. It's.
I tend.
I haven't seen the movie since I was probably in like high school, probably.
Listen, I'm not a super easy crier, but like I love to emote to the movies. I
Well,
love a movie that makes me
Hey,
feel feelings.
back up. We're going to
Okay.
talk about movies that make us cry
We are,
eventually. So
but and this
don't
one
tip
did,
that
but
too,
it's
too
not. It
much.
wouldn't be in my list of top movies that made me cry.
No,
But
no, no. But I'm
like
just saying, don't tip your hand too
a
much.
movie needs to make me feel feelings. I want to feel
That's
feelings,
what I'm talking about.
and this one does for
That's
sure.
what I'm talking about.
Makes you feel
If
feelings.
you don't, if a movie doesn't make me feel a certain way, then fuck it.
If
I
you're
don't
an
give a shit
empath
about
like
it.
me and your whole body is feeling the feelings of
Yep.
the actors, then it's, this one's for you because you definitely go through all the things.
Yep.
And it's great.
Yeah.
People agreed with me because it's like
Of course.
let me see, a 7.5, and it's a
What's IMDb?
that's on IMDb, an
Okay.
87% popcorn meter, 61% tomato meter, but I don't, the critics are like,
It's also older
yeah,
film too.
it is
so,
older.
and it's not older in the fact of like classic. It's like in that weird limbo of classic movies. So yeah, I
Yeah,
understand.
love it, love it, love it,
Yep.
love it.
Fucking
Epic,
awesome.
historic,
Yep.
hot hair, Brad Pitt, it's great.
Yep.
Riding a horse,
Riding a
watch
horse.
it.
I like to ride his horse. I mean, okay.
Just watch it.
Oh, okay. What are we doing again? Where are we at?
It's your turn.
Okay. Oh, my turn. Okay.
Mhm.
All right. Focus. All right. So my next film, I'm just going to be honest. I'm going to come forthright with it. We watched it together the other night. Jennifer's first watch, probably my 5th or 6th. Love this fucking movie so much. My boy Taylor, if you're listening, Taylor, yeah, it's his favorite film of all time. And he asked me, he said, I told him, I said, there's a couple of things, it's not perfect to me. He said, oh, it's perfect to me. I said, it's not perfect. And he's like, well, you got to tell me. I got to tell me what. I said, listen to the podcast and you'll hear it. So here it is, Taylor.
Well,
Here's what I don't think is great about this movie. Two things. One, it should have had more Margot Robbie in it because that's my girl. Everyone knows that's my girl. Not everyone knows, but you should know. So if you don't know, you know now. Margot Robbie, my girl, fucking awesome. She's Sharon Tate in this movie. It tells a story of what?
Are you leading up to the title of the movie? 'Cause
Oh,
again,
I
you
did
didn't
this.
tell
I
us
did
the
this.
title
I
of
did
the
this
movie.
all the time.
Yep.
Once upon a
And
time in
guess what?
Hollywood.
Hello, everybody. This is Alan Kincaid on the set of the exciting hit NBC and Screen Gems television series, Bounty Law. Now, if you think you're seeing double, don't adjust your television sets because, well, in a way, you are. To my right is Bounty Law series lead and Jake Cahill himself, Rick Dalton. And to my left is Rick's stunt double, Cliff Booth. Welcome, gentlemen, and thanks for taking the time to visit with us.
Well, that's our pleasure, Alan.
So, Rick, explain to the audience exactly what it is a stunt double does.
Well, Cliff here is meant to help carry the load.
Is that how you describe your job, Cliff?
What, carrying his load? Yeah, it's about right.
It made my list.
Okay. So Once Upon a Time in Hollywood is where we're going with this.
Yeah.
So, okay. So let's just talk about it together then.
Yeah.
So it's the whole movie is literally, it's not really about, it's about the whole Sharon Tate murder and with Charles Manson and all,
Kind
of. But Quentin Tarantino directed and wrote this movie. It stars Leo DiCaprio, Bradley Pitomatis, Margot Robbie. But that's just tip of the iceberg. It has so many more people. Let's run the list real fast because there's so many people in this movie. Okay. So we got Emil Hirsch, Margaret Qualley, your boy Timothy Oliphant,
Yeah.
Austin Butler, Dakota Fanning, Bruce Dern, Luke Perry, Al Pacino, Damian Lewis. I mean, just all-star cast, like fucking
You
all-stars.
put Brad Pitt, Timothy Oliphant, and Luke Perry all
In
in
the
the
same
same movie.
movie?
And Leo?
And Leo. I
You
mean,
got
my
me.
head
You
almost
got me.
exploded.
Yeah.
It almost exploded.
I mean,
But it follows so it follows Rick Dalton, which is played by Leonardo DiCaprio. And Rick is like this, this star of this TV show. He's
he's a made-up dude, but
right.
you see the parallels.
Right. And what's so great about this movie too is that they show a lot of the shows and movies that they're actually filming him in and show like scenes, which is great. But also, it's on a set, but it's so great. It's just Quentin Tarantino is fucking phenomenal. But it follows Rick and Cliff Booth, which is played by Brad Pitt. But and the second thing, they need to put more Brad Pitt in it.
It did need a little more Brad Pitt, but
So the two things wrong with that movie is it needs more Margot Robbie, and it needs more Brad Pitt. Those are two things that are wrong with it. Other than that, great, fucking almost perfect film. Other than that, but I just think that this movie, the Brad Pitt in it is great. He's as Cliff Booth, he's fucking hilarious. There's a I won't give you too much detail, but there's a fight scene between Brad's character, Cliff Booth, and Bruce Lee. And it's fucking hilarious. It's fucking great, but it's also fucking hilarious. Again, you have Quentin taking liberties with history, which is
takes liberties
great.
with history.
Yeah, which is great.
Twist it up.
So Mike Moe is the guy that plays Bruce Lee. Almost perfect.
Oh my gosh.
Almost perfect. Seriously.
I feel like if you're not a huge fan of Quentin Tarantino, I still tell you to check this one out. It didn't feel like Quentin Tarantino really until the end.
Until you see all the feet.
Until the end.
There's a lot of feet in this movie.
But it's a slow burn.
It is.
There's not a ton of action, but and a lot of times that will turn me off.
True.
I need something.
But the dialogue.
This one was so
dialogue,
good.
So good. And to see Cliff and Rick, just their friendship is so cool to watch.
The two of them are just they're enough to carry this thing.
Oh, for sure.
I could have watched them read the phone book to me, I think, the way they did it in this movie. And so it was definitely enough. Otherwise, it might have been a little slow for my liking, but it kept me entertained the entire time.
Yeah.
I had my ideas about where it was going to go, obviously, once I knew who some of the real life characters were.
Right.
And again, Quentin Tarantino loves to twist a history around,
Yep.
loves to twist a story.
Yep.
And so he definitely did that. But absolutely loved it. Everybody that was in it was great. Well, there was another thing I was gonna say too, but just it gave you it was super, super good and entertaining, even though it was kind of slow. In the first parts.
Well, a lot of Quentin
Um,
Tarantino films are like that. Talk
yeah.
about Kill Bill, both volumes. Like there's
Uh-huh.
parts in that movie where it's just two people talking back and forth, and you're going, "Holy fuck!" But again, Quentin can direct a movie
Yes.
so well that the speaking, the talking between the two characters just captivates you.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's parts in this where Rick and Cliff are talking to each other, and I'm in it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm that person sitting there next to them going, "Continue, go on.
Mm-hmm.
I want to hear more about this." You know.
And like
So
just the brilliant parallels between, yes, he's a made up actor.
right.
But you see the parallels between, him and like real actors of the time, the way they do commercials and things like that of the time. It's just fantastic. And of course, Margot Robbie. God, drop dead
Ooh,
gorgeous.
Lord Jesus, please help me.
Absolutely amazing. Yeah. Uh I had not seen it until a couple of nights ago,
Yeah,
and it went on my list.
that's
And
how
that
good
was
it
over
is.
some things that I thought were definitely going on my list. It was that good. And yeah, fantastic.
Yeah,
But if you're not a super fan of Quentin Tarantino, you might give this one a try anyway, because like I said, not a lot of, he loves a good violent film. And it's
the
not
end
that until
scene,
the end.
the end scene is very
Yeah.
graphic, but other than that,
But
it's
other
not
than
that
that,
bad.
not a very violent
But
film.
like I said,
It's
the feet and the violence at the end are
yeah.
definitely his. But like in the dialogue too,
Mhm.
the dialogue definitely sets up. But also a shirtless Brad Pitt on top of a
Shirtless
roof.
Brad Pitt on a roof. What do you need?
This takes place at the end of the '60s
What do you
too,
need?
so it's
Mhm.
like the feel of Hollywood and
Yeah.
LA, and
Yeah.
looks at the cars and
Oh,
all of it. It's just so perfectly done. Like you feel like you're in that
yeah.
time period. It's
And
so
listen,
great.
it's 2019, so we're getting into a little bit of the older Brad Pitt, but dude,
He can still
dude,
get it hard.
dude. I don't know who's hotter,
God
younger
damn.
Brad Pitt or older Brad Pitt. I really
I
don't
think
know.
older Brad Pitt
I
definitely, in my
really don't
opinion. Younger Brad Pitt to me
like,
kind of
ooh,
he can piss me off, but older Brad Pitt he can piss me off, and it's like, okay, Daddy, go for it.
he can still get it. I mean, it's like I don't know that he will ever not be gorgeous,
Like 85
ever,
years old,
ever.
Walker, and he's like, oh my
Yep,
God, that dude can get it
gorgeous.
anytime
I
he
just
wants.
don't think, yeah,
So yeah,
but fantastic.
yeah.
I loved it, and I put it on my list.
So there you go.
And I'm not. I mean, I like Quentin Tarantino, a good Quentin Tarantino movie.
Yeah.
But yeah, yeah, fantastic.
Okay,
So that was
so
technically my number 4. So you do your number 4.
I know it was mine.
Yeah,
Plus
it
I
was
mean,
your number 3 plus my number 4.
right. So I mean, pretty much we shared it. So it's like we both went
Right,
at the
but
same time.
my number 4 is done.
Yeah. So I'll go back to mine. So
Mm-hmm.
I was trying to figure out how that was going to happen. So yeah. All
Yeah,
right. Cool. Okay. So we have 2 more to go.
you do. I have one.
Yes. You do?
That was number 4 for me.
But also number 4 was also.
It was number 3 for you.
Oh, true. Okay.
Number 4
My
for
brain
me.
hurts. Anyway, sorry, I'm not smart. So I've saved. You know what? I'm gonna save my favorite for last. I'm just gonna do it. This may be one that's on yours as well. Um, again, I'm gonna go back to the fact of when Brad is with another superstar, that's when he excels. That's when he does his best work. It's just my opinion. He doesn't have to be the star of the show because he is already a star of the show when he's just in the movie. Period. But this is a movie I just saw for the first time. This is actually why I wanted to wait to do this show, because this movie I was like, I've heard a lot of good things. I want to watch it, and it looks fucking phenomenal. 2024. So we're just going back just last year. George Clooney, Brad Pitt, a movie called Wolves.
How did you get this number?
I was told that if I ever needed help, to call you.
You're a man who can fix things. I didn't know people like you really existed.
They don't. There's nobody can do what I do.
Who are you?
I'm here to take care of your problem. Who called you?
This is an honorable mention.
Oh,
for
so it didn't make your
me.
list?
It did not. It was one of
Wow.
these that was very, very
Wow.
close.
This
Very,
movie to
very
me was
close.
it's just like Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. It was almost perfect. There's a few things that and right now they escape me at the moment, but like overall this movie is brilliant. Like it's just an older George Clooney, an older Brad Pitt. They're both they're fixers. Everyone knows what a fixer is. They know there's something a high priority, highfalutin, high profile person screws up. They hire this. They call this number that no one knows. Get this person on the other line. They come and they fix the problem, make it go away. What's brilliant about this movie is the fact that something happens at the first. I won't say what, but and I love the fact that the woman is from The Office. It's
Holly.
Holly Flax from that. I love her. So
Very different role.
Oh, very
But she
different role.
kills
But
it.
she absolutely murders this. Well, yeah. I digress. No, so she calls this number, and let's just say George Clooney shows up. Well, just when he thinks he's the man of the hour, here comes Brad Pitt out of fucking nowhere. Same job. Let's and I won't ruin it for anybody else. That's just how it starts. They play off each other so well
Oh
in
my
this
gosh,
movie.
the two of them.
It's so brilliant. Like it is. It's this movie is not touted. It's touted as a crime thriller, but this is a straight up comedy.
It's comedy.
Because I laughed so many times in a good laugh. Not like oh my god, this is cringy, but oh my god, they are hilarious together.
Yeah.
It's classic Brad, classic George, and they are just going at it, and it just I don't know, man. I can't get enough of that. I want more. I want another buddy cop movie with them.
When you look this up on Rotten Tomatoes, Wolves 2 comes up like it's happening.
So
Let's hope
excited.
it's happening.
So excited. What did it get on the popcorn meter?
The popcorn meter was 50%.
See,
So only
I
half
don't
the people
know.
liked it, but it's 67% tomato meter, so it was fresh. But I
just
don't
weird.
understand people because this was super great and it almost made my list. I needed a top 10 rather than a top 5.
True.
Because this one I absolutely loved it. We watched it separately, but on the same night. He was at work, I was at home, and we watched it, and then we were commenting back and forth.
Yeah.
And he sent me a text that said, this something about this is a comedy or this isn't a I don't know, something.
Is this a comedy? I was like,
And
is
I
this a comedy?
took it wrong, and I'm like, I thought it was kind of funny, but maybe he doesn't think it's so funny. Maybe he's
thought it
not
was
liking it. So I didn't understand that he meant this is not classified as a comedy because it's hilarious. So
Yeah.
yeah, it was really funny.
Yeah.
I mean, those two, the chemistry,
It's perfect.
seriously,
It's
going
perfect.
back to like Ocean's 11, like these two just need to do a lot more movies together.
Wait, it kind of reminds me of that movie Out of Sight. You ever see that one with George Clooney and Jennifer Lopez?
I don't think
Kind of reminds me of that a little bit, but it
Mhm.
was more funny and a little more not as serious.
I mean, yeah.
And I say funny and I say that, but you'll watch it, you'll figure it out.
Yeah.
But like the action in this movie is hilarious and also really
action is
good.
great. Yeah, great.
The other actor that's in it, that kind of shares the
Really,
screen with them.
there's 3 that you see a lot, and the rest you just don't.
So it's George Clooney, Brad Pitt, Amy Ryan, which is
She's not in it a super
Holly.
long time,
No,
but she's great.
but then Austin Abrams. Austin Abrams. This kid
Held his
oh my
own with these
God.
2 legends.
Thi-
I mean,
like
really.
seriously, he
held his own.
you would almost think that he would like ruin the movie. No, he brought this comedic
Yes.
third wheel, almost like a
Yes.
Joe Pesci in Lethal Weapon 3. Just phenomenal.
I mean, I can't even imagine this kid sitting in the room with these 2 legends, and suddenly
I'd shit my
you're,
pants. I'd shit my pants.
oh my gosh.
But like, okay, so he was in a movie called Paper
Um,
Towns with what was her fucking name? Oh God, okay, I'm looking up right now. I don't know how to say her name. Cara Delevingne. She was in Suicide Squad and a few other movies. But like that movie was phenomenal. He was also in Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark. He was like the asshole boyfriend guy, but phenomenal actor. Like I really, really,
okay, he was
really
born in
enjoyed him.
1996, so he's, in his
Shit.
20s, like not
Fucking
even.
A.
Yeah.
But yeah, this movie, it's just so good. I loved it. I fucking love this movie so much. you haven't seen it yet, definitely go check it out because it's one of those where you don't want to miss it. It's the story's weighted. There's a lot going on, but it's also easy to follow.
It's easy to follow.
Yeah, and it definitely has a cool story behind it too. Like you're intrigued the entire time. You want to see what happens next. Which movies like these can either tank that or take it to the next level, and they nailed it.
But even without it, like these two together are just enough. They're enough. They're enough.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh, and you have a voice that shows up in this where it's like the boss lady of the hotel, and it's who is it? I told you it was
you told me somebody, but I never really saw her on the.
yeah, she was on the list.
I was looking for her on the list.
Yeah, she's
I
not
don't
like
see her on this
she's
list.
not top billed, but let me see here.
I thought you had to like Google it or something. I
Oh,
don't even
Frances
see it.
McDormand.
Frances McDormand. Yeah.
Yep.
Uh-huh.
So, but I as soon as I knew, I was like, oh my god, I know
you
that
never
person.
actually see her. It's just a voice.
Yeah,
But
just a
fantastic.
phenomenal film though. Like it's so great, and you think you know what's going to happen, and then it just turns it on its head a few times actually.
Yeah.
But Brad is just
God
damn, looks so good. Like I'm looking at the picture right now, I'm just like, ooh, I just want to kiss him. I mean, what?
I'm like, I'm okay with George Clooney. I'm fine. I'm just not one of these huge George Clooney
I'm not
girlies,
either,
but
like
he's fine. And I was like, oh,
he
okay,
looks
he's aged well.
great.
He looks great. And then Brad
He
comes on.
looks.
Then Brad comes
They
on
both
scene,
look
and I'm
great
like,
in this.
okay,
They both look great in this.
no comparison.
Honestly, I mean,
No
Brad's better,
comparison.
but like
Brad,
George can
Brad.
still get it. Like I
George is
would,
fine after that, but like I said, not a huge George Clooney girly. Just is not a thing.
I'd let George wind
I
down at
think he's a great
69.
actor, but I'm just not. What? I didn't hear that.
Did you catch that?
No, I
Did you
didn't
catch
catch that.
that?
I'm gonna
If
pretend
you
like
caught,
I didn't even hear that.
if you caught that, people,
I'm
it's.
gonna pretend like I didn't hear that.
I said that on purpose when I said it.
So yeah,
anyway.
Brad Pitt all day, every
Yep,
day.
all
Brad
the
Pitt.
time.
All right.
All right, what's your last one then?
My last one. You have to know. You have to know. You have to know.
I mean, I hope you. I mean, we may share this one.
We might. 1999. Yeah.
Has to be.
Two of my favorite
Has to be.
actors. You know.
Yeah.
Rule number 1. We don't talk about Fight Club.
We're talking about Fight Club.
Don't talk about
What do you want me to do? You just want me to hit you? Come on, do me this one favor. Why? Why? I don't know why. I don't know. Never been in a fight. You? No, but that's a good thing. No, it is not. How much can you know about yourself? You've never been in a fight. I don't want to die without any scars. So come on, hit me before I lose my nerve.
Oh, God. This is crazy.
So go crazy. Let her rip.
Hey, I don't know about this.
I don't either, but who gives a shit? No one's watching. What do you care?
Wait, what? This is crazy. You want me to hit you?
That's right.
If you talk about Fight Club, you're in trouble.
We're about to talk about Fight Club.
Fight
so we're in
fucking
trouble.
Club.
Fight Club. I mean,
Meatloaf.
come on.
Meatloaf with the man boobs. Come
boobs.
on.
Brad Pitt and Edward Norton.
Well,
my head exploded.
Eddie.
I love Edward Norton so much. Like in Brad Pitt, and my head exploded. Helena Bonham Carter. What else do you need? The movie
Nothing.
is so crazy.
It's
you
perfect.
literally have to watch it 3 times before you understand what the fuck just happened.
And to catch all the shit you missed the first couple times.
You have to watch it like 3 times before you're even like, okay, I think I get all the things.
I mean, it kind of explains it at the end, but you really won't fully get it though.
But still, you're like, the epiphany that comes, and you're like, what? And you immediately just want to start it again so that you can like watch it again with that understanding and get all the things and get all the parts. And it's just from start to finish perfection.
We watched that movie. Kind of had the same kind of feel. It was a lake, or what was it?
Lake Cotto?
Yeah, Lake Cotto. Was that it?
I guess.
With talking about it was like the different timelines and stuff. It's kind of like that movie. Like you at the end, it all kind of makes sense. You want to go back and watch it again.
Yeah.
Because the first time through, you don't fully understand. It's so crazy. See,
I'm gonna sneeze again.
You
my
just
pineapple face. My pineapple face.
Yeah.
8.8. That came out a little squeaky.
Fuck.
8.8 on IMDb. That's high.
That's
high
fucking
for
insane.
IMDb.
That's almost perfect.
That's almost perfect. I had the wrong.
I think like there's only 2 or 3 movies that have made a 10.
96% popcorn meter, 81% tomato meter. This movie kills it.
David Fincher. David Fincher directs.
Kills it.
Okay, so David Fincher, he's done movies like let's go through his little movie. So he did 7. He did Gone Girl, Zodiac. Let's see what else he's done. He did the TV series Mindhunter, which is amazing.
Oh, that was great.
But that's just a few.
Yeah.
That's literally just a few of what he's done because he's done 95 films.
Mm.
Shit.
I mean, listen,
No, more than that. More than that. He's probably done over 100
we
easily.
have all had those times where we were ready to break, right?
Yep.
We were just done with just that everyday mundane life. We're ready to break. We needed something else. So we feel him, we get him. And then this guy comes along that, changes everything, right? Without
Well,
any spoilers, but yeah.
yeah. Which is
Comes
Brad Pitt.
along
Which
and
is Brad Pitt.
changes everything, which is Brad Pitt.
Yeah.
And good Lord, he's
Ac-
hot again.
I actually used Tyler Durden as like my pseudonym
Tyler
for a
Durden.
while.
Yes.
But
I mean, so you definitely empathize with, Edward Norton's character
oh my gosh. So I just realized this on on IMDb,
uh-huh.
Edward Norton's character,
Uh-huh.
can you guess what his name is without looking?
Narrator.
He's
Yeah.
just narrator.
Because I don't think it ever names him.
No, it never names
I
him,
don't think it ever names him.
which is hilarious. But that's just that movie though.
That was without looking. I had not scrolled down. I just could remember him not being named,
No,
which is crazy.
it's
I
hilarious.
mean, he's, basically the main guy, and you
Yeah.
to not name him. That's hilarious. But
Yeah, that is funny.
same about wolves too. They were not named.
No,
They were so and so's man and so and so's man.
yeah. Like I said, yeah,
They were not
just
named.
yeah, they were just kind of
I don't think anybody
Margaret's
had a name
man
in
and
that
Pam's
except
man.
like Margaret and Pam,
Yeah,
and that was it.
that was it.
But yeah, just how do you get better than Fight Club? How do you get better than
You
that?
can't.
You can't.
It's impossible.
You can't. The whole support group thing, and then he meets her.
He meets her, and then of course, and he thinks she's like trying to, she's like a leech.
She is. She's
you
leeching
know,
out
she's
of it.
leeching,
And he gets pissed, and then it's just too good.
But like, and of course, you have forgot who was the guy on the porch. That made it the first guy on the porch that makes stand there
I don't
for days and days and
yes,
days.
I remember, but I don't know which one that was.
I forgot who the person was, but
it's somebody too.
yeah, it's like someone famous.
And then you've got Jared Leto.
Now, of course, Leto shows up. Yeah,
in it, and he's just very Jared Leto. And I mean, it's so good.
So great.
It's so good.
I can watch it. Good. I can watch it anytime, any day. Just whatever.
I had started to watch it again recently before we even knew we were doing the Brad Pitt thing, and then my child came downstairs, and he's only 13. I was like, we're not quite ready for this yet. At 13, not quite. So we, I changed it.
It's a little intense in a few parts. So yeah,
a little bit in a few parts. Yeah. And plus, I'm not sure how much it would have held his attention yet. Maybe, but maybe not. Anyway, so I did change it, but I was, but I've seen it enough times. That,
yeah.
Come on.
I've seen it. I actually own a little bar of soap, a little pink bar of soap that says Fight Club imprinted on it, just like on the cover of the DVD or blue, whatever you have. But it's I fucking
the scene where they're getting ingredients for that. Oh, disgusting. Anyway, yeah,
gross.
It's so good though, so good.
Yeah. So if you haven't seen Fight Club, holy shit! Like, don't talk about it, but go watch it.
Don't talk about it.
Go watch it.
We just talked about it, so now we're
oh
in trouble.
shit, we're fucked.
We're not here next
week.
Great,
Bradley, Patomatis will kill us.
So yeah, that was definitely my number one, or slightly tied for number one. I know we're not rating them in our list,
right?
Not putting a number on them in our list,
but definitely Fight Club
was
is definitely my top.
It was a permanent in my list already.
It was definitely a solid,
right? Permanent in the list.
Yeah.
I don't think of a whole lot of things that would ever come in and change it.
No. Okay, so let's cover a couple, just a couple
honorable mentions. I mean, you took a couple of mine, but I have another. I do have another, and that's this is again one that was maybe not crazy popular with everybody, and maybe because of what happened after the movie. I think it caused
yours is one of mine.
I think it caused one of the worst scandals in Hollywood. One of those things that everyone just was on one team or another. You were on Team Jen or Team Angelina, right?
Yep.
And that is Mr. and Mrs. Smith.
Love that movie.
Not a super highly rated movie, but
the movie's
how do you
great.
not love this
movie? Fantastic.
I mean, Brad Pitt and Angelina. I am in love with Angelina Jolie. Have been since the very first thing I saw her in, which was a mini series from TV called True Women.
Never saw that one.
It was a mini series on TV. I don't know how I saw it, but I actually own it on DVD, I believe, because I found it somewhere. Love it. Anyway,
Yeah.
loved her since the moment I saw her on that. Like have a crush on her, seriously. Like she is up there with my top 5 females for sure.
Yeah.
As far as who I think are like gorgeous. But I mean the two of them together and then they're
Perfect.
fighting each other. My head exploded.
I mean, yeah, that
My
movie
head
is
exploded.
so good.
It's like some people don't like to see their favorites fighting,
No, but
it's
fuck
like
that.
it's so hot.
So badass. It's
So
so yes.
badass. It's so hot to see her like
But like,
fighting each other.
and like just the way that they figure out
Oh,
each
they figure it
other. Oh,
out.
it's so
Yeah.
good. It's
You
just
know,
it's
oh
one
my
of
gosh.
those.
They figure it out and then they don't know that the other one knows and they're all sneaking around.
So they're
Oh
trying
my
to like,
gosh.
when they're trying to make sure that
Yes.
they're trying to like out each other. You know, oh, it's
Yes.
so great.
So if you were just looking for some pure,
Again,
badass, hot entertainment, this one is it.
again,
Like,
another movie where he's paired
seriously.
up with a serious actor that brings the best out of Brad.
Serious.
That's what I'm saying. Brad Pitt is
The
better with
critics
someone
liked it. It
else.
was 60%, but
Yeah.
the popcorn meter was 58. But still, I'm like, what's wrong with you?
Seriously.
If you don't like this movie. I mean, you might have to suspend, like, yes, it's not an Academy Award winning
Well,
movie,
no,
but
no,
it's
no,
so
no.
fun.
It's a very fun
So
movie. It's fun to watch. So
yes.
and movies like that, if it's fun, I'm gonna dig it. So let me just name one because that was my other one. One that I almost put on my list, but it just doesn't have enough Brad in it. He's top billed, but I don't know why. It's just not enough Brad in it to really considered a Brad Pitt film.
Mhm.
That I watched about half of the night, and then I got tied up with work shit. So, but it's a phenomenal movie. We actually talked about it earlier. We didn't actually name it, but we talked about it. It's let me pull it up because I want to make sure I give this its due diligence here. It's another Quentin Tarantino film.
Yes, we did talk about
Yes,
this.
we mentioned it. It has
I do love this one.
So it's Quentin Tarantino. It has let's go down the list here. We got Brad Pitt, Diane Kruger, Eli Roth, Mulaney Laurent, Christopher Waltz, which I love him, Michael Fassbender. I mean, just BJ Novak. I mean, Mike Myers is in it. Holy shit. Julie Dreyfus.
This one
She's been a
came
few.
so close to my list. I needed to
Inglorious Bastards.
Inglorious
But it just didn't have enough Brad in it though. Like he's in it
It did.
for a little bit
That's
at the first.
that's kind of why it did not make my list.
Exactly. But it's still a phenomenal film. Like it's so
I mean,
good.
he has a phenomenal part in it.
Oh.
Unforgettable
I mean,
part.
he's
in it.
great in it. What's his? I almost forgot his name.
Oh, and he's got the
Lieutenant
accent,
Aldo
you know,
Rain.
and he's like, oh my gosh, he's like
Aldo
this
Rain.
American to the core, right?
Yep.
Oh, such a good
But
movie.
my favorite part of that movie though is one of the very first scenes with Christopher Waltz, and he goes to the house on the milk farm, cow farm. That scene is so powerful. It's such because you know something's about to go down. Like he's so calm, and he's just so
He is
God, he's so
amazing.
like talk about someone that's I think he's hot as fuck.
Yeah.
Like that dude, he's not all that to look at, but I don't know, man. Something about the way he
Something
carries
about him.
himself.
Mm-hmm.
Woo,
Yeah.
oh my God. Dude can get it.
And like so disarming.
Yes.
You know? So disarming as a Nazi.
So
like
good.
comes in like
So good.
That movie's so good though. Again,
Hans
twisted
Landa.
history.
It's called The
But
Jew
you love
Hunter.
it. And you're like, wish it had ended like that. Wish it had ended like that. But it
Yep.
did not. You know, twisted history again, but fantastic.
Which is great. I mean, I love the way it ended. So this one ended, of course.
And it was
But,
yeah.
yeah.
That was
So
definitely one that I considered, and then I was like, but Brad's not in it enough.
One movie I wish he was in that's Quentin Tarantino is Django Unchained. I think it'd have been great in that movie. Oh, we need to watch that.
I
We
had
need to
a
watch the
hard
movie.
time even trying that
But it's
one.
so good.
I know it is, but it's like Leo being who he is, and like
Oh, I know.
in that, and I
With
know
Jamie Foxx,
I know
fucking
how it goes,
unreal.
and it's hard.
Fucking
It's
unreal.
hard.
Oh yeah, it's definitely
Even
hard.
12 Years a Slave. It's 12 Years a Slave. I haven't watched that because I just am
That's
like
a tough one.
I'm such an empath when I
Django.
watch these movies. I
I
feel like
know,
I
but
can't. Sometimes it's so hard for me to watch.
but like Django takes a whole different turn, so it's not
Mm.
as hard to watch as you would think. But it's definitely they drop the N word a lot.
Yeah.
But it's but it's part of the movie. It's part of what's going on. It definitely drives the point home.
I feel like some of those are hard for me to watch because I just get too into
yeah.
Into it, and it rips my heart. Not to say that those movies absolutely need to be made,
Oh,
and people
for
people
sure.
need to watch them.
For
I mean,
sure.
like and I should watch it, but like it's just hard.
Yeah,
It's
no,
hard
I'm
to
with you. I'm
watch
with
when
you.
it's
I'm with you.
and especially when you know that these things happened. It's a little different when it's fiction versus
Yeah,
these
no, I'm
things
with
really
you.
happened, and you're
It's
like,
definitely not easy to watch.
yeah.
So,
Um,
wow. Well, there you go. There's our Brad Pitt's, Bradley
like I said, I
Pitonis.
could have done a top 10 on this one.
There's a
He's
lot.
well, I don't know if I've seen a movie that he's in that I just was like, and again, I may have seen Cool World a long time. I made a joke about Cool
I haven't
World.
even seen it before.
I may have seen it a long time ago. I don't remember. It's not, you know, me- said to be his greatest
No,
film for sure.
here's a paycheck.
But he was very young, and it
Oh,
was
yeah.
early on.
Very young.
But yeah, I made fun of it, but still,
I need to see it
I
just
mean,
to
I
see
will
it. But
watch it. He's
yeah.
in it. I'll watch it.
Yeah.
It doesn't
I
matter,
mean, it's,
right?
it's kind of
Um,
Roger Rabbit-esque.
mhm.
So,
And then there's the one that a lot of people like. I think it's a bit odd. I don't know. It's kind of one of those movies you like or you don't, and that's 12 Monkeys. And I don't think
yeah,
I've ever watched that.
it's been a long time.
Um,
I remember seeing that movie on the shelf when I worked at Kroger, the Kroger video store,
uh-huh.
way
It's been a
back in
long
hay
time.
school. But I remember seeing that it
Back
was
in
one of the new
1922.
releases.
Uh-huh.
It was just out.
Yeah.
And I wanted to rent it, but kind of got fired from that job for stealing rentals. But
Shame, shame.
I know it was horrible. But yeah,
But you were a movie buff. You just couldn't help yourself.
it escaped my grasp. Yeah. So
Yeah.
I can't help it. Sorry. Well, cool. Well, there you go. Hope you all enjoyed that as
Yeah.
much as we did.
I
Anyway, sorry it took so long to get out. But
Listen,
it is what it is.
listen, I enjoyed a whole week of Brad Pitt movies. I
Seriously.
certainly did.
Seriously.
Snowed in with you and Brad Pitt. I mean, hello.
I mean, hello.
Hello.
Hello, Brad. If you're out there, hello.
Hello.
Come see us.
Yes.
'Cause
Fantastic.
we love to hang out with you.
Yeah. So we can go ahead and spin the wheel. Like I said, I don't know what next episode will be. If it'll be the wheel spin,
Well,
if it'll be the
well before we do that, let's give our social medias first.
Oh
Let's
yeah,
get that
yeah,
out of the
yeah.
way first.
Yeah.
Just so we can get that out of the way.
Mr. Business.
No, I am all about business. So if you have, if we missed your favorite Brad Pitt movie, tell us. We're gonna make a post. We make the post.
Especially if it's one that
Tell us.
not a lot of people have seen.
Yeah.
Not a lot of people have talked about.
Seriously, tell us.
Tell us.
Because I will definitely want to check it out. So let us know. But you can find us on Instagram at The Old and the Beautiful Pod. It's on podcast, is it? Oh my God! See, I say
You do
that
this every time.
every time. It's been a hot second since I've The Old and the Beautiful Pod. You can find us on Facebook at The Old and the Beautiful Pod. We are still on Bluesky. I haven't really updated that like I should, but it's what the fuck is it? I'll tell you.
It's different. It's weird.
It's weird. It's old and beautiful pod.bsky.social, which is really weird. Or I think you type in the old and beautiful. We don't have podcast or anything, but you can go find us on there. We're on YouTube Music. I think it's old. Yeah, I think I said it last time, did I? I think I mentioned it, but I didn't say where we were. Let me just make sure I got this right. Oh, no, thanks. I don't do that. What is all this bullshit? I don't want to know. Nope. I just want to
We
go.
need to have this on a list for next time.
I know.
Just look at it.
So it's the Old and the Beautiful podcast.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we got a new subscriber. Wow.
Oh.
Whoever you are, thank you very much.
Nice.
But yeah, we're all of those. And you can find us like on iTunes, Spotify Music, YouTube Music, or YouTube just in general. So please go check us out on those. Or you can. I think we have an RSS feed. I need to put the RSS feed out there so you can just put it into a podcatcher and just wherever you listen to it, just put it in. But yeah, so that's where you can find us. And like I said, let us know what your thoughts on Brad Pitt. Tell us what you're thinking.
Talk to us.
Yeah. But no, sorry. Just full disclosure. My wife, when she was currently my girlfriend,
Story.
back in the day, we were just talking about stuff, and she was excited about something, and she just goes, "That's it!" And I swear, my whole mind just exploded because I was like, "This is the woman I'm going to marry right here. Like, this is it. I found her, guys. This is it." So there you go.
Listen, we're gonna have to start putting out some like little blooper clips of the things we do before the show starts because it's wacky.
I need to make a little compilation and put it out on Instagram.
We are wacky people.
We
together. We get a little professional on the podcast, but maybe we'll eventually just be wacky.
Yeah, I mean, I think we're wacky. I like to get my shit out there, so I want to make sure people know, but I also want to be silly too. So, all right, so let's just spin this wheel.
Yeah, spin it.
Should I tell them what's on the wheel or just spin it?
Spin it.
All right, fuck it. Here it is,
Spin
guys.
it.
So we have, what, 7 things on the wheel right
7
now?
things on the
So
wheel.
here we go. Let's.
Spin it.
All right, yeah, make sure that was turned up. So let's see here.
Oh, I can hear it.
Yeah.
It's going.
Here it goes, guys.
And,
Oh,
oh no.
so close.
Oh, what is it?
So it is surprised that it was good.
Oh.
That's gonna be a good one.
That's gonna be a hard one.
It's gonna be hard, but it's gonna be so a movie that we are surprised that we actually like. We went into it thinking it's gonna suck.
Yeah.
It was actually really good.
It's gonna be a hard one.
It's gonna be a tough one.
Oh, geez.
It's easy to do like one that's bad, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is gonna be interesting because I know there's definitely a few.
I cannot think of a single one off the top of my head. I'm gonna have to do
I can't
some
either,
deep
but
dives.
well, actually, I can, but I mentioned it before. And I'll mention it now. I thought Tusk was gonna suck horribly.
Well,
but there is one. I know. My number one. Fuck yeah, I got it already. Wow, that's crazy.
oh man.
So I'm
I
gonna
don't
remove
have
that from the
any
wheel. All right. So
yet.
Cry was just missed. It was
That
one
would have been
below.
an easy one.
I know.
Could've been
So it's just I was excited about that at
in a
first.
hot minute. Like,
Yep. So,
okay.
yeah.
So yes, either next time or the time after. We're gonna try to do once a week, right? We just
We're
had to
gonna-
take
yeah.
we had to take a little pause. January was
Because
kicking
it
our
was
ass.
sickness and
And
all
we
that
needed
stuff,
we
so,
needed some time on the Brad front.
yeah, definitely.
But we're gonna try to do another one next week. It'll either be this one or the soundtracks one. Depends on the schedule of my sister. She's busy
Yeah.
lady. So we will let you know
Yep.
as soon as we know what it's gonna be. She may need more time to narrow her list down.
She
She's got
might.
20. She's already been working on it. But she needs to narrow it down a little bit.
Sure.
So yeah. Again,
Look, I'm excited about that.
it'll be
honestly, so.
soundtracks, no animated, no scores, no musicals. Which, just like me, she's not a huge fan of musicals
But see,
anyway.
yeah,
So
but see, cartoons. I can't really think of one I would even put on there.
well,
so.
it'd be like there are some Disney movies. I'd be
Well,
like,
so
yeah,
I wouldn't put
that
them
soundtrack
on there.
rocks.
So.
But
I wouldn't do it, but you might. So
there would be some.
yeah. Oh, for sure.
But yeah. So strictly movie soundtracks.
I have my number one already. But
the songs chosen to go in the movies in the background of, you know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna
Not
have to
the
look some of
scores.
those up too because there's a few.
I
think,
could probably
but,
do my list in 5 seconds.
See, that's one I'm gonna struggle with a little bit. I have my number one, but for my top one, let's put it that
And
way.
I can
But
promise that my sister and I are going to have a lot of the same ones.
I'm
We're
gonna
going to
have to
have some of the
just.
same ones.
Why don't I just sit back and
At
listen
least
to you
2 or
two
3.
go at it? 'Cause
No, you can put. I want your input too.
But she's gonna
But
want
the
to talk
two
a
of us
lot,
will have a lot.
guys. We may actually break that up into 2 episodes because this can
And
be
listen,
a lot.
she and I have talked about doing just some little short ones, just to throw in when she has time and when just to like short little ones about
We should call it Soap Dish.
Soap Dish. That's amazing. Just about like movies that we watched as kids and that we just love. 'Cause the two of us used to take, like, summertime would hit, right? We would make ourselves a stack of VHS tapes, a stack of them, of all the movies we wanted to watch over the summer.
Yep.
And then every night, like, I would pick 2 and she would pick 2. We'd put them out on the floor and we'd move them around and one of us would close our eyes and pick one. And
I love that.
that's how we spent the summers, right?
I love that.
Most of the time, I'm gonna tell on her. Most of the time, by the end of the movie, she was asleep, on the couch, and I had to kind of wake her up and be like, "Hey, go to bed." But it was the most fun. And
Yeah.
we've got some stories about our movie nights.
I'm excited
Our
to
parents
hear.
would go to bed, we'd be up. We were, 10, 12, 10 and 12, something like that, 11 and 13, something like that. So
Yeah.
maybe a little older than that even too. But yeah, we would spend our summers watching movies every night. We'd have our stack and we'd go through the stack.
I'm excited to hear, honestly.
Because listen, we had a laser disc player. My dad liked it had the best quality. But the perks of a laser disc player this was back in the day. Remember when you
Yeah.
had to rent a movie before you could buy it? You couldn't rent it and buy it at the same time, right?
Right,
It was
yeah.
like months after it was at Blockbuster that you could go buy it. So we
Yep.
would rent the laser disc, and guess what we could do? We could
Rip
record
it.
it on a VHS. So we had a bunch of movies that were we weren't selling them. It's fine.
No, it's just
But we
personal
had a
use.
bunch of movies at our house that were, rental movies that people didn't own yet.
Yeah.
So we had a bunch of those that
Yeah.
we would go through and
Well,
watch.
I did the same thing with
Yeah.
with Blockbuster and the Netflix. I was able to rent DVDs and
Mhm.
then rip them on my computer,
Yeah.
and then burn them onto the other disc. So
Yeah.
yeah, I did that a lot. So, but I never sold them. I never sold them. So I
But I
just kept
mean
them personal. But and now they're all in oblivion somewhere.
Mhm.
They're either coasters or I don't know,
Gosh,
I don't know.
I wish we had all the VHS we had. I mean, a lot of them were recorded, but still.
I have a huge collection, but I would love to have. Actually, I sold off a whole bunch because I had way too many. Like I had so many, I didn't have nowhere to. I
Listen,
know where to put them.
Well, I understand. This guy is a physical media guy. We have
Physical.
DVDs. We have it.
We have a great
It's time to watch a
collection.
movie, and he goes, "Wait, I have that DVD." And currently, we're not in a situation where they're all on a shelf; they're in containers, and so this man has to search through all the containers to find the DVD.
Yeah,
When I'm like, "It's probably streaming." No, I have this one.
that's right.
Okay,
And I'm actually,
so
I'm actually,
15 minutes later,
I'm gonna
we
get rid of
might
my
or might
Blu-rays
not find
too.
it.
So I love DVD. I love the quality DVD. So I'm gonna get rid of my Blu-rays and just get everything on DVD because I love that. I just love watching stuff on DVD. I don't know what it
It
is.
depends on what it is.
I
If
don't
it's a
care.
90s movie, then fine. When they try to kind of update those, it's not,
Yeah,
it doesn't always go great.
fuck that.
So like a 90s something, yeah, sure. But like I do also love a Blu-ray. Depends on what it is.
It depends. I'll still keep my steel books, which I have a pretty decent collection of steel books. So yeah. Well,
Anyway,
so there you go.
this one's been fun.
There's
A lot more fun
Bradley
than last time.
Patomatis in the books. Oh yeah.
Last time was depressing. This one was fun.
And then we have our possible one for next week, but
Yeah.
we'll see how that goes.
We'll let you know
We'll
which
post
one.
and let you know. Yeah, we'll post and let you know. But yeah, thanks for tuning in, guys. We really appreciate it.
Tuning in.
Hope you guys are having a great 2025. Hope you had a great holiday season,
I
a
hope-
great new year.
Yeah.
Hope you're not sick. If you're in LA, please take care of yourself.
I mean, so many people have lost homes and things,
So
and you
many.
hate to think about anybody losing all of their things.
Yeah, that's
It
insane.
doesn't matter how much money you make. It doesn't matter how, yes, we're not, we want people to be safe. We hate that we hate that LA is burning. It's
Yeah.
not,
Yep.
it's sad. It's
And
sad all the way around.
if you can donate, I'm sure there's places you can
Uh-huh.
donate to. So
I saw things you could donate to like the firefighters fund
Yeah.
and things like that.
Yeah.
The funds where people maybe aren't as well off in the areas that are some of the areas that are getting hit. I mean, LA's
Right.
a
Because
hodgepodge,
LA is,
so it's like
it's not all glitz and glamour over there. So yeah.
yeah.
But yeah, so yeah, we like I said, heart goes out to all you guys, and just take care of yourself. But I guess that's gonna wrap it up for this episode. And I'm totally blanking on what our outro is every time.
Well, first you tell me who you are.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Okay, all right. So here we go. I'm gonna try it out. All right. Well, my name is Wes.
And my name is Jen.
And let's do this again.
There
See
we
you guys.
go.
Yeah, we got it. All right. See you guys next time.
Bye.
See ya.